Happening now, a controversial Jefferson Parish playground plan to remove seasonal sports at low-used parks is still in the works, but leaders say they're listening to the community input after facing backlash from parents in those neighborhoods.
WDSU investigative reporter Cassie Sherm is live at Bridge City Park, where those leaders are meeting with the community on the proposed changes. So Cassie, tell us, what is the biggest issue here?
Well, really, guys, both parents and community leaders say they want what's best for the kids. They just have different views on what exactly that is, leading to a very passionate debate about the future of these parks. Avondale Park cheer coach Raquel Muniz says for her, Avondale is more than just a gym.
This was my home to come to play sports. This is why I love sports, is because of this playground.
Her home could soon change with a new plan presented by Jefferson Parish leaders alarmed with declining participation at parks.
My first thought was, some kids are going to be left behind.
So Muniz is fighting back.
We've been posting actively on social media flyers. Within the past 2 weeks of starting cheerleading registration, we have 5 teams with 49 girls.
The controversial plan came out a month ago when the parish first started talking about doing away with seasonal sports at 6 parks, which are seeing fewer and fewer kids.
One of the things that we're trying to address is that we have 27 parks throughout the parish, and some parks literally have like 2,000 kids going a year, and some parks might only have 100 children going a year.
Parish President Cynthia Lee Shang says kids would have to go to certain playgrounds to play specific sports, meaning kids in those neighborhoods would have to travel to other parks to practice and play.
And there's absolutely times where playgrounds are not able to field a team and have to play the rest of the season at another playground. So kids are already used to not playing at their home playground for lack of other participants.
But some parents want their kids to stay and play in their neighborhoods.
The kids are here. They'll play baseball, they'll play baseball here. They play basketball, they'll play basketball here.
The goal, Shang says, is to give kids high-level play for certain sports all year round. But many in the communities were loud and clear at recent meetings that some changes were not welcome.
I hear the offers that you bring in, but it's not satisfactory to the community.
If the original plan goes through, Avondale would become a basketball academy. The Delta Playground would become a baseball and softball academy with a hitting lab, pitching machines, and indoor batting cages. The Bright Playground would expand to 16 tennis courts. Bridge City Playground would install an outdoor archery range, along with soccer and flag football fields. The destroyed Rosenthorn Playground in Lafitte would be reimagined as a fishing and entertainment hub. And Lemon would house a cheer academy and lacrosse complex.
The community needs this park. We're not changing our park.
Most of the kids walk to these playgrounds, so some parents say kids will get left behind because they can't travel.
The kids are going to get bored. You have kids carjacking at 10 and 11 years old in New Orleans. That's what you want our kids to start doing? If that's the case, open up the jail cell now.
Is there going to be any transportation for some of those kids to get to some of the other parks?
Absolutely. Whenever we make changes, the transportation issue is something that we need to solve, and the affordability piece is something that we need to solve. No kid is going to be left behind because of an affordability issue.
There's no set timeline on when these changes will be made. Lee Shang says they're still moving forward with revamping the parks, but taking in the community's input.
We're listening, and that we're not going to give you something that we don't want. We need it to be successful. So we need to look at the strength of that playground, what programs are popular already, how we build on it. And then we need to work with you on, if you're that passionate about your playground, then you need to help us fill it.
Amisha Muniz says the kids can't afford to lose.
If they feel that they don't have nowhere to go or there's nothing to do, come here. Come play, come join this family, because that's what we're all here. We're a family, we like to laugh, we like to teach the fundamentals, and at the end of the day, it's not about winning or losing.
Because if you want to make a basketball team and you're only playing basketball
Now, it's all about working together between the Jefferson Parish leaders as well as the community, and that's what they're doing right now. We're actually at one of the 5 meetings that they're holding right back behind me here. It just started moments ago, where they're asking the community's input on these reimagined parks. Now, next week, they're going to be holding one in Delta as well, and since the first meeting, JP officials have been working to make sure each individual park has the equipment they need to recruit more kids. Reporting here in Bridge City, I'm Cassie Sherm. Back to you guys.